Hundreds of high school students joined in the fight against the budget bill today.
Classes at several area high schools were missing students because of organized walkouts. News 8's Jade Olds is here now with a look at the young people who are speaking out against the bill. Jade?
They may not be old enough to vote or pay taxes, but they're hoping their voices can be heard. So high school students left class and hit the picket line today to show support for their teachers. It started in Holman this morning.
Our teachers are really upset about it, and we love our teachers at our school. What a better way to just do kind of a protest in support of our teachers.
Hundreds of students walked out of class and gathered at the village hall.
I think a lot of people were just really surprised that we did this, and our teachers are really, really happy.
It was a similar scene at La Crosse's Logan and Central High Schools this afternoon. Many students told us they joined the protest because they value their teachers and don't think what the governor's proposing is fair.
Just tell me what the teachers are telling the students.
That we should fight back of the bill because it's just not fair. It just hurts everybody.
This affects us too as students, and we need to support our staff.
But that support will come with some consequences. Both Holman and La Crosse school districts say they did not have anything to do with organizing the protests and will treat the missed class like any other unexcused absence.
They would be accountable for the time missed. For instance, if they miss about 45 minutes, that would equate to an hour detention. Some students will go to see their teachers during the resource time to do some extra kinds of activities.
The majority of students returned to class after the demonstrations. While some weren't happy to learn of their punishment, Holman's walkout organizer feels it was well worth it.
Taking a detention for something like this, which is historical and huge, I really don't care. I'll take 10 detentions.
Several students I talked with at the La Crosse High School say the bill has been a hot topic in all their classes. Most said they felt their teachers were proud of what they were doing, but that they didn't directly tell them to protest.
All right, thanks, Jade. And protests were also held at West Salem and Toma High School today. And you were kind of in the thick of things. You were over at Holman High School covering a different story when this all kind of happened.
Yeah, so I was there when the students walked out of the building, and hundreds of them walked out peacefully, lined up in lines, and walked the sidewalks to the village hall and walked around and walked back. It took them about an hour and a half to do their walkout. They were chanting. During that time, I talked with the principal a little bit about, how this happens, and he had said when they got wind of this just before the start of the school day, he pulled a couple of student leaders from some clubs aside and confirmed this to see if this was really going to happen. And they said yes, indeed, they were planning a walkout. And he and some other administrators, advised them that there would be consequences for any students who left that were unexcused, and also kind of encouraged them to maybe, make their voices heard in a different way. Then maybe a walkout, may not be the best way to do it. So they did have that communication this morning.
All right. Well.